Welcome to the today's tutorial. So today we will add bazooka, the most interesting thing in this game. So we will add that. Let's see what we will make. Let me play, and when I will press E, see the whole effect we will add. Okay, so let's begin. Let me close this one. Okay, so first of all, let me open the project first. So this is the project which so we were here. So what we have to do first, previously if you remember, we have add some overlaps, right? So which was not working C++. So I dig in and came up with a solution then. So this is the Visual Studio. Just go to the car base. Now I will, and let's switch to the header file. In protected, I will override begin play. So virtual void begin play and override keyword. Alt enter if you are using Visual Studio, or you can just create the definition on your own. So just call super begin play. So if you are overriding some function, so it is really important to call the super. So this is we were not doing before, so let's do it this way. And what we will do, uh, let's switch it here. What we were doing, just okay, so what we will do, we will just delete this, and we have to create equivalent functions, right? So just go to the Visual Studio and go to the header file, and we will search for these collision overlaps. Okay, and the next thing is we have to create with the same initials. So what we will do, just go to CPP. Let me copy this name, search it here. Okay, so I will go to the begin play which we have just created. Inside the begin play, I will call the components. So what was the name of that component? I think BC underscore. So this was the left one and the right one. So let me, so it is the collision box. So on component begin overlap we will and add dynamic this comma, and we will add the function name. So this is the function which we want to add. So I will just give its address, put the sign. We will do the same thing with the right one. So BC underscore right, and here we will call box collision overlap right. So it is giving us error because its initials is not matching, because it is see, initials is not there. So we have to create proper definition. So what we will do, just again go to the begin play and just click control and go to on component begin overlap. Now go to F, again same thing, F component begin overlap signature. So this is the signature which we have to put there. So just copy it after the on component begin overplay, because this is the name. Okay, so I will just copy the whole thing from here. I will just close it down. I will go to its definition and copy this. We have to just remove comma in between, so initials can be initials can be the same. So I will just copy the whole thing, paste it here. I will do the same thing in CPP file. So it should work fine now. So just Control Shift D. So compile succeeded. Go to the Unreal. I will just delete these two and compile. Play. Let's check if it is working fine. See, it is working. Now we will switch back to, okay, we are getting this error and this error will be removed after just restarting the Unreal, so we won't bother about it. Okay. So let's begin with our main thing. So we will create a new class called bazooka, or we can name it differently. So we'll create a new folder and it will be of vector type. Click next. Weapons, and I will name it as maybe shoot or shoot base. Create class. Just remove the folder name from the shoot base.cpp, or else it will give error. Once it is done, okay, let's just click reload all. It is syncing. Okay, so what we will do, we will just create some components first. So inside the first u property, blueprint read write comma edit anywhere. So first thing, I want you skeleton mesh component, and we will name it as sc means skeleton component. I will call it main mesh. Okay. Okay, so this will be our main mesh. Next, I want to create some collision component, so I will just copy the u property from here and class u sphere component star bc underscore sphere component. Next is, we want some particle system to spawn, so u particle system star ps underscore bazooka hit. Next we want some sound, so u sound base star sb underscore explosive. Same thing, next sound is for when I will start the rocket. So launch, this will be also a sound. Next, this is very important, that we will add the u projectile movement component. I will show what does it do. So u projectile movement component star projectile. Next is class u Niagara component star ps underscore small. So there are two things. First is, we are using u Niagara component, which is not it will give error if I will try to compile it. So what we will do, I will just go to the u Niagara component, go inside it, and it will mention that which module it is in. So it is in Niagara, so we have to add this module Niagara. So go to the solution explorer and go to deathrace.build.cs. see if it is there. See, Niagara is there, so we don't need to add there. Okay, so we don't need that step. Next, what we will do, we will just create the component. So let's create the definitions. So first I will create this sphere component, create default sub object u sphere component, and it will be of text. I will just copy this. So this will be our root. So I'll just dot set relative scale. I will just scale it down. Okay, so it I cannot access its function, so I will just include it first. So include star. So I think it must be in components. So sphere components. If you don't know the path, just click press control and click it here and hover over it. So it is saying after class you can see it is inside the components, then sphere component. So we will just add that path. Now we can access, see, so set relative scale 3D. So I will just scale it down f vector 0.7. I will just I'm just decreasing its size just a little, and I will just save it in root component. So this will be our root. Okay, so we are done with this sphere. Next I will add some create main mesh. So sc underscore main mesh, create default u skeletal mesh component, text, copy it here, and I will attach to the root component. So sc underscore main dot setup attachment root component. Okay. Next, the main thing is the projectile. I'll just change the name projectile, and it will be u projectile movement component, and I will give the same name here. So we will just put some variable name. So projectile initial speed. Okay, we cannot access its function, so we will just go inside it and we will see its path. So it is inside the game framework. After class you can see, so inside game framework. Okay, just close it down. I will include it. So include game framework projectile movement component. Now I should be able to access it. Initial speed, yes. So I will just 10,000 max speed same 10,000. Okay. Next I just want to like gravity 0. So projectile dot gravity should apply gravity, or gravity scale just 0, or we can just we can also set the boolean, it will do the same. Okay, next thing, we want to attach the smoke. So ps underscore smoke, the same, I will just copy the whole thing. So ps smoke, copy, and I will attach it to the root. So ps underscore root. Okay, so we are not getting the options here, so we will just do this. Okay, so it is not the projectile, actually it is Niagara component. So go inside it, see the path. So it is inside Niagara source okay, so I think this is, we have to search it over there. Let me just go it here. See, this is the include file. Okay, just edit here and try to do the same thing now. Setup attachment. See, now it is coming, and I will attach it to the root component. Okay, so we are done with the initialization. So what I have done, okay, So this is the sphere, the main sphere, the collision. So I will just put the mesh here and the particle system here. Okay, so this is our main idea. Okay, in begin play, what we will do, I will just create a function uh, to overlap it. So on overlap, begin overlap. So we are doing the same thing which we have done initially, dynamic this comma. So we have to create one function first. So we will just go to the private u function, and I will name it as sphere collision overlap. Okay, so we can just copy the same initials which we have uh, copied before. So I'm just doing the same. So we have a function. Okay, so go to the cpp, and now we can put it here. So it does take the address of the function, so I will just copy it, put okay, so this is done. But we still have to create the definition of the this function. So generate implementation, alt enter, this is a shortcut. So for now what we will do, I will just print a log if it is working or not. Okay, and one more thing, when we will spawn this in the environment in our world, so I just want to have the launch sound. So sb underscore launch, this is the sound base. So if it does exist, so you game play statics. See, so we have to include this. So alt enter. So spawn sound 2D get world comma sb launch. So this is very nice tool which I am using. This is the Resharper. Actually it makes your work really fast. So if it does collide with something, I just want something to happen, right? So first I will just create a log. So ue underscore log temp warning comma text sphere collision begin. Okay, so first thing I want is to destroy. No, I just want to destroy this sector. Destroy this sector. Next I want I just want to apply some damage where this rocket will hit. So you gameplay statics apply radial damage. So we have some initials. So u object is, so it is a world context. So get world comma next how much damage, the 100%. So but it is a number, so maybe we can take something higher. Okay, next thing, where do we want? So I just want get actor location comma the boundary 500 radius. Okay, so now this is very good thing that we encountered this. Now we have to add a class which is a type of u damage type. So we can create some damage type which we can reuse. How much damage do we want, whether it is a radial or not, so we can do that. So for this what we will do, we have to create that class first. So again go to the C++ class death race. Okay, it is not responsive. Okay, now it is working fine. Go inside the weapon. So just right click, new class, go to the all class and damage base, damage type, just click that, click next, and I will name it as radial damage with impulse. Okay, So I'm just creating a class. It is a type of damage type. Okay, so what we will do, we will just create some variables inside this, and we will good to go. So we are inside cpp. Just remove the load all and remove the folder name here, or else it will give error. Save, go to the header file. So I will just call the constructor, the u radial damage with impulse. Copy, paste, alt enter, generate implementation. So we just have to define the variables that how much damage do we want. So first we want like b radial damage velocity change. How I just want it to true. Do we want some impulse? I do want, so damage impulse. How much do we want? So I just want 2000. If you want to be crazy with this number, you can. And destructible impulse, yes, again 2000. So anything, any actor, let's imagine that this shoot base, it does interact with some actor. So this is some actor, and now it interact with this one. So it will apply this much of damage, the damage impulse and destructive impulse. So we are just defining it here. So now we have the damage class. So we can, now I am just copying it, so we can add it in our shooter base. Okay, so just I'm just copy pasting that class name and static class, because we want u class here. Okay, comma. Next thing, next variable is we have to add some ignored actor if you want to ignore. So I just want to ignore this actor, the shooter base. So what I will do, I will just create the t array actor and ignored actor, ignored actor dot add this. I just want to add this class, and I will just ignored actor. Okay, so I'm done with this. We haven't added this class yet, so I think my computer should have given me the path, but it is not. Why is that? But we know, so because these both the classes, the shoot and inside the weapon, so these are in the same folder, so I can just directly include it. So hash include radial damage with impulse. So it should not give me this error now. Yep, so it is gone. Okay, so as soon as it interact with something, I just want to spawn some particle system. So ps underscore hit bazooka hit. If it is there, so I just want to spawn it. So you gameplay statics spawn emitter at location, yes, get world ps underscore bazooka hit comma get actor location. Nice. And I just want to put some explosive there too. So if so, I just want to play some sound too. So same u gameplay statics spawn sound 2D get world comma sb underscore explosive. Okay, so I think we are done with the coding part. So just compile it in case if it gives us some error. Okay, so I'm done with this. The build succeeded. We will switch back to Unreal. Just click no and let it compile the code. So the next thing is, let me close this Unreal and just click save. we will add some missiles to it so it looks cool. So just head to the epic, go to the marketplace, or I have add something in library already, which is just missile. So it is missile FFAR. It is totally free if you will go to the marketplace and type missile FFAR. Wait, let me. So missile FFAR. Yes. So this is totally free. So you can go and just add it to your collection. So I will just add to the project. I will go to the show all projects and click the that's race. It is not for 5, but we will force to. So select version just 4.27. So it will add it as 4.27 and add to project. We are just closing the project, so in case it doesn't get crash in between. Okay, it is very nice step to do. Okay, so it has been added. So let me open the death race again. Okay, so we are back in Unreal. Just head back to the main primary folder. So we have one extra folder called vigilante content. Go to the projectile just to check if we have what we need. First we need one fx, which is there, yes, and we need the missile. Okay, we have everything to go. So just go to the content, and what we will do, we will just go character bp, no, core bp, and just let me okay, let's go to the character only, character bp, and I will just create some one folder. Actually, it should not be inside the character. Let's go to the core BP and weapons. Just right click and choose blueprint class. Go to all class and just name it as shoot, I think. Shoot base. Select BP underscore shoot missile. Let's check if everything is there or not. Yes, it is there. First we will add the missile. So inside the mesh, just no, just select the missile. Okay, I will just move it a little. Okay, next what I will do, I will just remove its collision because I don't want it to be overlap, because we have already a component for it. So just go to the collision part, and it is already set to no collision. Okay, so the next thing is ps smoke. Here we will select the smoke. Okay, no bird, falling leaves, just exhaust. Now, okay, let me just check what is the name of that fx. So projectiles, missile fx, just click ffar. Okay, so just select this. Okay, it is not working. Why? Let me check if it is working fine. Yes, it is. Should have. Okay, now it is working. See, compile and save. So this is 80 and 90% part. Then now we just have to spawn this, right? And who will do the spawning part? The car, right? Because it is a character. So we have to make some changes to the character base. So let's go to the character base header file. Okay, below collision I will for attack. So let me just copy the U property. U arrow component. First we want U arrow component star attack point, because we just want to have some point from where it will hit the target. Second, we want the class, because the class which we want to spawn. So U sub class of, and here it will be like class. Let me a shoot base. Okay, perfect. Now I will just put the class keyword here, so we don't have to put the include, and I will name it as bazoo or shoot missile class. Okay. So now we have to create one input for it, so we can just trigger it. Edit, project setting, input, shoot. I will E. I'm just using E, just random. E. Okay. So just copy it from here. Shoot. And switch back to the real. Go to CPP. Go to the here. Just copy paste it, and this is for attack. Shoot. I think it was shoot, right? Shoot, and we have to create one function. Shoot button pressed. We have to create it. So what I'm doing, I'm just creating a function below private. So attack button void should be pressed. Alt enter, generate implementation. Okay, let me check if the spelling is correct. Yes, it is. Okay, so as soon as we press the button, so we want to spawn, right? So first I will put the log temp warning text shoot pressed. Okay, if shoot, what is the class name again? Okay, it was missile class or the shoot class, maybe shoot class. So if it does exist, then we can spawn. So get world dot spawn actor. So spawn actor is just to spawn. We have to specify which type of class it will be. So it will be a type of our shoot base, but we have to include the path. So but okay, so first the bazooka, the shoot class, we have to put next the attack point location. So get, okay, we cannot access the arrow component because we haven't included it yet. So let me copy the let me include it. So it is inside components, arrow components, right? So components, arrow components, right? So just okay, now we can access it. Maybe get component, yes, location, cool. Next is the rotation. So attack point, same rotation, component rotation, yes. Next, we want the spawn parameter, but I want the default one, so I will just f actor spawn parameter. So just calling constructor. So this is done. So if it is not valid, like the shoot class is not there, so else I will just put the log class not defined. Okay, so we are done. Just control shift B, or we can just compile it inside here. So let me compile. This compile button is really good. Why? Because sometimes we just compile it inside the Visual Studio, but it does not reflect it here. So just make sure that you get this message after compiling is done. Because if not, just try it compiling from here. Okay. We have an error because we haven't included the issued base inside our car base, I think. So just remove class button and it will give you the path. Come on. Okay, so I just click this button. So just click this, so it will give you the path. We can type them manually, but I don't want to do this manually because it does take time. So just copy it here. Now again we can compile. Okay, so it does compile successfully. Now we have to first define the class which we want to spawn. So go to the character base, open the car, and check if that variable is there or not. It is there, the shoot class. So we have to so the shoot base is the C++ file. We don't want that. We want the blueprint version, as we have mesh and the particle system there. And just compile and save. And one more thing, we have created the arrow, if you remember, but it is not there, right? Okay, we have done a mistake because we haven't added the arrow yet, but we have created it here. So what we will do, we will just go to the CPP, and in constructor I will just add this arrow. So just create default sub object u arrow component text attack point, and attack point setup attachment. I'm just attach it to the car, so get mesh, yes. Next, I already know the location where I want to put this, so I add relative location, and it will be f vector, and it will be like -40 comma 0 comma 250. Next is I want to have some rotation, so attack point dot set relative rotation, yes. So f rotator, like it will be like 90 comma 180 comma 180. You will get the point from where I am getting these values. Next, okay, so this is the only thing. This control shift B, or we can compile it manually from the Unreal. So I will just do that. Just make sure that you have saved everything. See, okay, we have saved. Okay, so it does complete the compile, and check if the arrow is there or not. Okay, its location is little wrong. Let me do check. So what I did, I just remove the rotation and just add the relative location, and I will just recompile it. So my Unreal got crashed. So let me check if everything is there or not. So I'm just opening my car inside the viewport. Let me check. Okay, so everything is there. And we have arrow also, and we have shooter class which is there. Okay, so we are ready to test. Just let me play. Press E. It is working. See, it is going fast. So what we will do, I will just spawn one more car so we can see some flashy thing. So I will just spawn a car like this and one more car. Okay, perfect. Let me save it. My system is kind of slow, so but there is one more thing which we can do actually, because we have not added sound and particle system inside the shoot missile. If you remember correctly, we have added some components, right? So for this, what we will do, we will just add the starter content, because it does contain something which we need it here. So just add starter content pack, add to the project. So it has been added. Now go to the shoot missile. For bazooka hit, we want this explosion. This is the sound. I want same explosion sound. So we have it here, explosion Q, and SB launch. Okay, so for launch, what I have did, I already have downloaded one wave file, but I will attach it in the resource. You can see it inside the description. So just go to the, I will just add it in the same audio folder which others are. So let me just, I'm just dragging this missile launch file here. Sorry, I'm not sure about that. Okay, just let me save, and we will just add it here. Compile and save. Okay, so let's check if everything is working or not. And let me reposition the cards correctly. Okay, so what I did, I just scale labelity to medium. Okay, and let's play and check if everything works fine or not. It is looking good. Control, sorry, just press E. See, it is working fine. Go close and check. Yes, it is working. Okay, but it will be really good if we can decrease the speed, right? So what we can do, we can just go inside the shoot missile, go to the projectile, and make it slow, like 2000 or 2000. Let's check if it will look good or not. So again, let's play. Now it is looking more smooth, right? See, you can see the flare inside the smoke. And you can hear the sound at last. But there is one bug, if you can look at correctly. Now we have multiple speedometer and if you can look carefully, the mirror is not this mirror is not ours. This is the front car's mirror. So this is the task for you. You can rectify it, or else I will tell you in next class how we can rectify it. Okay, so this was it for today. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.